What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Displaced People Podcast. And today we got AD, Slick, and Kenny on, and we got a real good topic for y'all this week. And basically, we're gonna talk about the age-old debate of culture versus God, or God versus culture. And to basically give a little insight of that is when you look at it in a cultural, as a culture, we look at hustle hard and sleep when you're dead, right? But on the God or religious side, you got when you start reading into the word and reading the Bible, it says to God is telling you to rest in me and know that all things are possible. Your striving is for nothing if I'm not in it. So basically, what you think you hustling or you grinding for, if you not, putting God in those plans, then they basically destined to fail. So my question to y'all is, how does our cultural background influence our perception of the divine, of God? Or,
So I mean, can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
I'll go first on this one. So to get from what you're saying, I would say, the same way. So regarding the quote from the Bible, you say,
Mm-hmm.
I would also give the quote from the Bible where it says, "Without faith, without works, is dead or lost."
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it kind of goes both ways. But so it's like you need the faith, but you also need the work.
Right.
So yeah, you could put your faith in God, but you still got to grind. And yeah, you still got to grind, but what are you grinding for? Like, are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for family? And are you doing it with the intent of supporting God?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get from it to the overall point of culture versus God. I'd say that we live in a society that um though we're a nation built like America at least is a nation built on Christian values.
Oh,
I
I,
think
I get what he's saying though, right? You gotta have that work, to go behind it. But to kind of go back on the culture thing, it's like you striving for nothing if I'm not in it, right?
hello.
So see, like if you make plans without God, he basically gonna laugh at you because you're not gonna succeed, or you're not gonna achieve what you want, what you think you should be achieving.
So I'd say to my point that I was making, like to now where when we talk about like culture versus God, like yeah, America is a country based on like Christian values, but I think those values for the most part are gone from the vast majority of people. Um, and regardless of Christian or Islam or whatever, but I'd say the faith in God, period, is gone. Like people are more selfish,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and they're more for self. They don't do for right. They do for what's going to benefit them.
Right.
And so I can't really say like as far as me personally, like in my life, of course, as they say, the older you get, the more closer to religion and God and stuff that you get. And that has been true for me. I've never been like a freaking heathen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
though, like, people play around as kids and say, like, demon kind and stuff like that. But I'd say for me personally, I've always had that faith in me. Like, I've had like family members, like grandfathers who've been preachers and pastors and stuff like that. But like as a nation overall today, our culture is not based in God. Like I think it's based in uh, uh, selfishness and personal personal achievement.
Yeah, I can agree. It definitely has, taken that turn. Culture has definitely shifted away from, being that religious Christian to where it's like, oh, I gotta do this. Because all you see online is people say, you gotta take control of your destiny, and you gotta I ain't I had the same draws on for the last 4 weeks and I done made millions, just like what you saying, how culture has definitely shifted the dynamics of how we view religion.
But even to the point of if you like away from just like Christianity, yeah, they like you got like I grew up in North New Jersey. That's a predominantly black city where like like a lot of the citizens are like black Muslims. And same way we talk about Christmas that, you know, spend all freaking Monday to Saturday and then call themselves godly on Sunday. It's the same thing with the Muslim with the black Muslim culture. So I don't know, and I'm gonna just speak on it as a black topic, but I think overall we just are lost people, and the sooner that we get back to living for like our family and future rather than ourselves and now, I think we gonna keep going down a bad path.
I agree. I will say that culture, it serves as a lens through which individuals interpret religious teachings and concepts. For example, in collective in collectivist societies, community and familial bonds often play a central role in religious practice, whereas individualistic cultures, uh, personal autonomy and spiritual exploration may be emphasized. So, like you said, we gotta kind of shift gears back to not always thinking of self and trying to promote self, because that's gonna keep dragging us further and further from what we should be doing or what we need to be doing.
Yeah, that's America in a nutshell now. Like, um, it's hard pressed to see somebody who got like high character or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And America just a business. You can be successful if you figure the machine out. You feel me? Like that's why it looked the way it looked. So us trying to be like a Christian, a Christ follower, and you see this person, I hate to use him, he just the doormat right now. But somebody like Diddy, bro, he probably ain't got an ounce of God in him, but he was successful in America. Well, we would call
Mm-hmm.
successful.
Yeah,
So it's like culture is upside down for what we learn in the Bible. Everything upside down, in my opinion.
it really is, bro. Because like you said, you following, as a Christian, you reading the Bible and you following the gospel, but then you turn, like you said, you look online, you see people like Diddy or people that aren't within the same circle that you would identify yourself as, they making it and they successful. And so then you begin to question, like, should I even be, well, he did it like this, so I'm finna do it like this. It's just turning America just turning a blind eye to, you know, God, and they think I can do this how they doing it, but still, how that identity as a Christian or following God, but they not really making time for it, which is crazy.
I mean, and I'm just being like, just be honest with it. When you see that, that's what's in your face, and that's what you see success. Like
Mm-hmm.
it do come with it's a sacrifice to follow Christ. And
Yeah.
you see other people getting away with just doing stuff like it's a turn off.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go through this and living his best life. I don't see him struggling at all. Like it don't it don't
Right,
match
right.
what it's supposed to look like.
Righteousness not fun, or at least the fun that people look to say is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you know,
I'm saying I understand how a person can look at one A and one B and be like, oh, this don't look the same, and he not following Christ at all. You
yeah,
feel me?
I I I definitely agree with that, man. Because especially when you looking at religion, you hearing all the stories of you know people that got blessings or they got blessed, following God, and they don't really teach or read into, what they endured to get, that blessing. And so when people going through stuff, they going through their storm and they like, bruh, if I'm supposed to be following God, I'm supposed to be receiving all types of gifts and blessings and all of this. And then you go online and people that, like I said, you wouldn't associate yourself with, and they successful or what you deem successful in your eyes, it do turn you off. Like, man, why am I even doing this when I could be doing what they doing and making and making my form of success or achieve my form of success or what I think is successful. And you see it every day. People just been turning away from, God, and they trying to take matters into their own hands, man. Uh, another another thing I saw was for culture is to go where you're celebrated. And then for God's side, it's go where I call you to go. Everything you've ever needed is there, right? And I feel like God puts people in certain places and it makes them uncomfortable and they don't want to be, where they are, but it's where they need to be. And when the going gets tough and they get uncomfortable, they kind of slide back and try to do, the other thing and go where they're celebrated and go where they feel comfortable. And yeah, I think that's the issue. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've slid, I've been put in certain situations where I wasn't comfortable and I didn't want to be there. And I slid into where I was comfortable. And I will say things that I thought were gonna be good, and I thought it was gonna be straight. I definitely struggled more than what I think I would have if I would have stayed, on the path that I was staying on. And I didn't go back to where I was comfortable. So society's values and norms are often deeply intertwined with religious teachings. However, cultural shifts can lead to reinterpretations of religious texts and practices. For instance, advancements in technology and globalization have challenged traditional religious institutions, leading to debates over issues such as gender equality, LGBTQ plus rights, and environmental stewardship. Um, it's clear that culture and religion are dynamic forces, constantly evolving and influencing one another. But what happens when they come into conflict? So basically, what do y'all think, or what happens when, you following God's teaching, but at the same time you trying to, stay with the culture? Like what do you think happens to, or what would happen in your eyes if you were to come in to those two head on and you trying to figure out, which way to go?
So that it's a meme or a gif or whatever or a reel I seen where it's like somebody watching somebody else have fun and partying, but then the dude just holding his head stressed. And it was like me watching the hustlers and OnlyFans girls uh getting money and living their best life while I'm stressing, but knowing if I try it, then God gonna strike me down or something and lock me up, make me get locked up.
Yeah, it's like I can pictures that everybody has seen these pictures where the person, digging a hole or whatever, it's two people digging a hole. That one person find that diamond, and then that second person looking like, dang, bro, well, I ain't found nothing. So then they go to the other hole. But if they would have stayed where they was at, they would have found what they was looking for, and that's success. Instead of, and they jump to that second hole and they digging and never see nothing. They just keep digging themselves into, a bigger hole, and the situation just get worse for them.
So religion, I don't want to say it's religion because I don't. It depends on what we're talking about. I don't quite quote unquote agree with religion, but I think So you being the person that you are, the person that I am, I should be able to go in any room and not be compromised. Like I don't do what y'all do, and it just is what it is. So I probably shouldn't be associated with you. But if I do, I should just be able to stand on my own feet. So like a stand-up person, they probably wouldn't fit in certain crowds, right? Because a lot of people do some nut ass shit. It's just a lot of bullshit. So I think we need better examples of people just standing up for just being who they are. If you ain't on that craziness like other people, like Diddy shouldn't exist, or people like that, in my opinion. If you're doing that around me, we either got to separate or I got to check you. Like, I don't think nobody doesn't know this shit is going on. So it'd be hard for me to take that type of stuff in because you ain't doing this and nobody sees it. So I look at other people around you like, y'all just let shit go, bro. Like y'all just gonna let niggas do whatever because he got the bag and his integrity and morals just all the way jacked. And that don't sit well with me.
Culture overpowering all of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, some people they just get
look at everybody that do stand alone. They don't make it far.
Yeah, they you
they
got
play
people,
you crazy.
Yeah, that's literally what people that are super religious. They get kind of like that side, like this dude tripping. Like why he doing all of that? Is he spoke? Wow, I don't want.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we need better and stronger examples of that. Like you just don't have the example. Like who?
True, but I think what the problem is with that is, like I said, that culture shit that overpowered the right shit. So it's like we can try even motherfuckers with the most money, like they can try even even with look at Kanye. They gonna play you like you're a retarded motherfucker.
Yeah.
And shit, and how he saying like he too big for them to take him out. Everybody ain't big as him, so they getting took out.
Yeah, we live in a cult. We live in that cancel culture shit. So you can't. So even if it is somebody that was in Diddy's camp, and when they first got on and they noticed he was doing some weird stuff, and they spoke out about it, dude, they ain't never heard from dude ever again.
Exactly. And that's why I was going, because when that shit started coming out, I was like, all right, bro, everybody know Diddy. So you mean to tell me don't none of these motherfuckers know he be doing any of this shit? But then they start saying, oh, this nigga have parties all the time. Everybody be at the party. So everybody got to be involved in some type of bullshit.
Yeah, man, you gotta make that sacrifice to be with the gang, I guess. But
did y'all see that interview with what was that? The dude from one of the groups that he made with the TV show when he built the boy band and shit. Did y'all see the interview of what he said?
No, what he said?
I didn't see it.
Shit, he said
was it B5 or whatever?
Nah, it wasn't B5. It was day 26, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly what it is they got into it about. But that nigga said shit. He is like, if you know Diddy, then you believe Diddy when he does some shit. I want you to try me. I'll buy every house on your mama block and shut all the lights off on them motherfuckers and have a motherfucker outside and shoot anybody that come out their house.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild, bro.
That shit, nigga, I ain't
price
gonna
of fame, bro. That's crazy.
It make you think, like, is it even worth it, bro? To me, if that's what you got to go through, it ain't worth it. I'm cool where I'm at. I ain't trying to. Nah.
So I think I'm looking at it more on a lower scale. I get the culture when we say that we just think real huge and real big.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't just saying just like that, but I'm trying to think how can I put
Even like small time, bro. People not family oriented.
man, you breaking up, bro. My bad.
Don't want to do shit.
You breaking up.
I don't even think you can hear it telling me breaking up.
Man.
I thought that
I
was
feel
me.
like I just think like what I'm trying to say is like your character, the person that I am, is just gonna stand out if people really just stand on who they are. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I wish more people could do that type of stuff. If I don't like it, I don't like it, and I ain't gonna do it. You feel me? And it's cool if that's what you're into, that's what you want to be into. But I'm gonna let you know I'm not, and I don't agree with that shit.
I'm,
So
I'm glad I was blessed with the ability to learn from other people's fucking experiences. Like that a lot of people don't have that. Like a lot of people, like they gotta actually go through some shit to learn. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not that. Like I know what's for me is for me. Like when I get a bad vibe, there's been people like where I had friends bring around other people, and I just don't like get the energy from them that like feels right to me, and like I'm immediately turned away, and that's where I stay, and then turn around like do to mess around and do some like real sick shit, and then I'm like thank God I was right, like
Yeah.
but
To kind of go off because what Rob was saying is like, who is that person that we can look up to help us, like to help people, I feel like one, it gotta it gotta
talking
start
about
with
like
you.
I got a role model figure.
Yeah, because he's like, who's setting that example, that right and wrong example.
So so like
The
I would
problem
say
is
you can't say nobody. You cannot say nobody because I think that's the issue. Everybody's human. Everybody's got dirt in their closet or skeletons in their closet, I would say. And you don't know what people do behind closed doors.
Right.
Like that's why I don't personally believe in like deifying people, like giving people statues and honoring people. Like, yeah, you could praise people as far as saying, they're a great person at this or a good person at that, but at the end of the day, I don't know these people. Like, I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but you know what? I do not know this nigga in real life. So I would never say like, oh no, nah, he's a great person. Like that's a role model for me. Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough to say, and y there are things you could take from people, like as far as ways you could act, but I don't think you should role model any one individual. Like I think certain aspects from people you can take, like certain traits, but to say like this person is the alpha and the omega of how a righteous person should be or an upstanding person should be. I don't think that's the answer. And that we shouldn't be looking for that. And that's probably part of the problem.
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to get into because people we are used to you know, like you said, building these statues and giving people these titles, and really who it start with is you. And once you pick up the Bible and you actually start reading, what's in the Bible and reading about, God's promise for us and our salvation, and then from there you can, start to talk to certain people and enlighten them on what you've experienced. And like you said, it's hard because some people speak like, like they such amazing folks, but you don't know what they, doing when ain't nobody around.
Yeah,
So
I think I gave the example before, like Gandhi. Like, they talk about Gandhi as a person being somebody the peaceful person that he was, and how we should, and how Martin Luther King even modeled the freedom fighters and his way of protesting behind Gandhi. But Gandhi was racist.
Mm-hmm.
He like coming up when he was growing up in South Africa or wherever he like I think it was South Africa. He spent time as a I forgot what he was doing. I remember reading this in an article, but he hated the fact that he was treated the same as the blacks
Mm-hmm.
while he was in South Africa. Like, yeah, he did good for his Indian people and whatever, but he was still a racist person. That doesn't take away from the fact that he was a good he's a good role model for Martin Luther King to do what he had to do, but
Right.
he was still a piece of shit as a person for being a racist. And even with Martin Luther King, like I don't know if to be true, and it could be some FBI shit where they could have planted this information, but like he was apparently like allegedly a womanizer, and while he was on the road, he used to be uh dipping his cookie in other milk cups. I guess I don't know how to keep it PG, but
Yeah,
I
I
know
heard
people know
that
what
too.
I'm talking about. Exactly, and again, I don't know if that's FBI propaganda to kill his name while he was doing his freedom fighter stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like public enemy number one during his time. Now America loves him, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
uh,
So let me ask this, man. So how do y'all think religious belief shapes our understanding of culture? So how does what
so I wouldn't go toward like you're saying religion, and I think Rob alluded to the comment earlier. Me personally, I wouldn't say I'm religious. I would say I'm spiritual. So I don't want to identify with any one religion just based off of like my personal experience. That's not for me, and I'm going to assume for you, like from the way you speak, I can tell that you're a Christian and like, you believe wholeheartedly in that faith, and that's nothing against that. But I think a lot of religions pull from the same ethics and morals. So I
Like
think
gang.
you said what?
I believe religion is just like gangs. Everybody started with the same mission, but everybody has their own little shit that they want to add to it. So motherfuckers veer
Yeah,
off and get their own thing.
because like we would say, like one of the oldest religions is like Hinduism, Buddhism, and stuff like that. But that doesn't make them the right religion necessarily. They just the oldest one. So like as far as the answer for the question of um, religion or that spirituality in my phrasing of the question, lead and culture, I would say there is uh, some of that in there. Um, it's just some people use it to their own advantage, just like with slavery. Slave masters use the Bible to justify slavery for hundreds of years. That don't make it necessarily right just because they said it was right due to Christianity. But again, it's all subjective matters. Um, I, I I don't know. I got lost.
I feel it.
are you good?
So I I don't want to get off the topic, but sheesh, this kind of new for me because y'all know I went on a journey like really diving deep into the Bible
Mm-hmm.
and spirituality. I started that back in like 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So as we sit here today, and again, just actually reading it for myself and life experience and listening to different sermons, pastors, or anybody just talk about it, it just kind of you got to use the Bible for what it's there for. It's a tool. You read from it and you take from it what you can.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, the principles of the Bible, 100% agree with it. Tried and proven. Like I'm a better version of me by applying those principles. But a lot of the stories or just what we reading, it, you can't have 5,000 different branches of religion from this one book if it's one truth. So it just make you wonder, like, and again, who said what books of the Bible can go in the Bible, and who said to exclude what? So I don't take it for 100% truth, but I do use it for, like I said, the principles of it, what applies and what sticks and what helps you grow and become a better person. I say use that, but to believe it is 100% truth, I can't do that. It's a
So
lot of hard reasoning,
yeah,
and I just can't see God. I can't picture it. I just can't picture it.
I agree with you, bro. It is some readings in here that's difficult to to process, and it do bring up questions with yourself. But like you said, it's a tool, and it's laid out and easy to understand. Well, not easy to understand. Some people may need somebody to go through with them, but it lays out the principles, like you said, what you should be living by. And I'm really glad you said that those principles, you read them and you understand them, and throughout your life experience they have been shown to be true. I'm not gonna lie, man, I got real happy hearing you say that. Because a lot of people don't admit that, or they shy away from it, and they don't want it to be known, and they kind of tug it to the side and try to participate in the so-called culture, so they don't get looked at a different way, or looked down upon, or looked as crazy, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Get in there and read it. And again, read it for yourself and get your understanding. Again, it's great to have pastors and teachers to help you dissect it and understand it, but get personal with it. And have your own mindset, have your own thought process on it.
100% agree.
Everybody see it different. Everybody reads. So again, it's 5,000 different branches of this shit people done came up with to what they agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a powerful book for sure. Yeah. And yeah, once you apply it, you let me know how it turned out, because it's tried and proven over here. I know I'm a better version of me by doing that type of stuff.
Bro, you make me want to get up and shout, bro. Not even lying. I'm dead serious. Jeez, bro. I don't even know where to go from there. So another like debate that they have is for culture they have blame, or for culture they have blame, shame, judge, and cancel, which we talked about with the cancel culture and stuff. But then on the guys out of debate, they got reconcile, restore, correct, and redeem. So do y'all think that it is easier to lean on the cultural side of that debate, of blaming, shaming, and judging, rather than reconcile, restore, correct, and redeem? Because how people are living, I guess.
I let me go first on this. So I believe in both sides of that, because from a lot of the things I've spoken about on here, obviously I believe in blaming and shaming. But I also believe in the reconcile and redeem. But you can't get to the in my personal belief, you can't get to the reconcile and redeem without the personal accountability. I can't make you accountable for the shit you did. So unless you want to show and like truly show, like, and again, who's the judge of what accountability looks like? To me, what accountability looks like is you own your shit, and regardless of what the repercussions of it is, it's yours to own. So if you got to spend 5 years in jail for it, if you got to be known as the block hole for it for however many years, that's what you gotta do. You can't just be like, oh well, that was my past. No, you was a hoe, yeah. Like, and I bring that up because like that's one of the topics like I like y'all on here wouldn't agree with me on because I again that's just some of the things I don't support. But I don't think you can have one without the other when it comes to the like I can't just let you do what you want and then now that it's not working for you anymore, now you could just come looking for salvation. I gotta see some type of change behavior and some true ownership of the bullshit you was doing before.
So that kind of falls into like, who are you to tell me like,
I am me.
what?
I'm a participant. I'm a participant in this world, and you don't have to be amongst me. I guess that's who I am. That's how I feel about it.
I get you, I feel you, but some people can go like, well, okay, I did do this, but like, who are you to judge me and to hold me accountable? What if I
Like
already
again,
have what if I already have that like when it comes to the religious path, like I'm
and
already
here's how I would hold you accountable is by not letting you be amongst me, so I could exclude the fuck out of you. That's my accountability to you.
so what is
Like
so can that
I'm not saying I'm I am like gonna tell everybody not to kick it with you. I just won't kick it with you. Like if like I can't like if I had an example to speak on exactly, then I'd probably be able to give you a better response. But like I don't know how else better explain it.
I get you. So what in your eyes could that person, so in the example of a female that used to just be with everybody.
Hold on, I got an example. So I was just watching something on YouTube, and it got onto my feed for some reason, but it was basically they was talking about a woman that was a porn star just like literally a couple months ago. Like, well, like at least when I say porn star, I mean like uh, OnlyFans,
Mhm.
hardcore doing like DPs and gangbangs and all that. And then now she's found her Christian values, and now she raised her price on her OnlyFans, and she's doing Christian stuff on
Right.
her OnlyFans, and now you got conservative Americans trying to use her as an example of look what God has done for her. He's changed her, but now she was literally just a full on whore
Yeah. So
days ago.
Bro, you can't handcuff somebody to how they used to be, bro.
I
You just
and
can't.
and my personal assessment of it, you got to have some time at the back of the church before you come to the front of it trying to lead it.
but you
So
can't do
That's
that
why.
though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
I
saying
get
that
what you're
I
saying.
I can do that.
I don't agree with them pushing her out there like that too, because that's just a lot. And what if she what if she stumbles
What if
in?
what if she
It might
converts?
be
I'm saying what if she
Shout out to
goes
Mia
back to her
Khalifa.
old ways?
man, fuck her.
So this is what I'm gonna say, right? I don't feel that
That's
based on
all I'm saying. But hold on, but what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's no redemption. But what I'm saying is they got to be a period of, all right, you did change. It's not no, oh look, she changed just because she said she changed. Like I'm not jacking that.
I feel that.
I get you, but I don't. Me personally, I could not say that about somebody because if you were doing whatever you were doing and you had that moment with God and you had that encounter and it truly like changed your life, I can't tell you, man, you gotta wait 5 more years before you can get fully redeemed because God is not gonna make you wait 5 years to be redeemed. Like
So
he's gonna give you that redemption. There's
that
a waiting period.
I hear you, but that instantaneous Thanos snap, it don't happen for
Yeah, that's
everybody.
what I mean,
But
bro.
I
There's a
agree.
process to get
You're gonna
into it,
have a
so it's probably
relapse,
gonna be a
bro. Like
process to get out of it.
at a certain point, that shit is baked into your character. It don't just leave like that.
So I'm gonna say this. It to us, it may have seemed as an instant, right? But you don't know
And
where her walk was or where she was in her walk in religion
so
during her. She could have been in the beginning stages of that walk when she first started, and throughout that time when she was doing. Yes, she was still, doing these things, but she was in that walk to redemption. So we can't say last week she dropped a video that was explicit, and then the following week she like, oh, I'm finna read uh the book of Acts on my OnlyFans.
hey, I like my examples, and this is gonna come off extreme, but I find it very like I think it's apples to apples, not apples to oranges. So what if there was a pedophile that said, I'm no longer attracted to kids. I've found God and I'm changed, but now I want to open up a daycare. You taking your kid? Exactly.
That nigga be going
Exactly.
extreme, bro. He be
That is
going
not
extreme.
extreme,
Boy,
bro.
that
That
is
is not extreme. That is
Listen,
not
I
extreme.
know what happened. She was turned up. Illuminati tried to get her Saturday night. She was at church before the pastor Sunday morning. She didn't think that's what life was coming with. Illuminati scared her straight.
that was extreme, bro.
I get where you're coming from.
But
I
how
don't even
that's
have a
it's not
problem.
extreme. It's not extreme, bro, because literally using your example, he's saying the pedophile is now saying, I'm changed. It's been a couple months. I'm not even attracted to little boys anymore. Boys or little girls.
Once a crackhead, always a
What's the
crackhead.
difference? What's
but
the difference? That's what I'm saying. How is it extreme? It's extreme because one you support, one you don't.
so
That's
See,
huge though, because what we that's a huge thing because the pedophile you literally got to sign up for that. But I
no,
always
so
I don't have to accept
but so
her
You
look,
being my
signed up
wife
for
or
porn.
nothing.
bro, there are people that believe that, and I'm not going to say it's not unimaginable to believe that that is literally a mental disorder where there are grown ass men and women that are attracted to little boys and little girls. They can't help that. But and so while I still do believe that you got to fight whatever your urges are, the same way I could want to kill a motherfucker, but I could still go to jail for that shit. So why do you, just because you hot in the fucking pants, get the free pass with sex?
I don't think it's a free pass. And going back to
It is
her
a
in
free pass.
particular,
It is a free pass if I say, oh, now I found God and now
I'm not gay
forgive
anymore.
everything.
I love women.
I'm saying like for her, she can do whatever she want to do. My issue would be with the people that's putting her on that pedestal like that.
And that's all
Like,
I said. That's all I said. I just need time to see the changed behavior.
cause again,
Is
like
that not
I
what I
won't
said?
promote that shit because
We
I
all
need
know
time.
the biggest freaks in church. What were you surprised about?
I hear you, bro. I truly do hear you, but I can't be that person to say you got to prove it to me, because who am I? Because if
See,
she
but
do
so
if she
so
do
here
if she do
here's
if
where
she
here's where we.
backslides, who at the end of the day, you not answering to me, you answering to God. So who am I to be like,
But
nah,
now you've
you
propped her up.
gotta
But now
wait.
you've propped her up. But now you've propped her up to represent you in
They
your church.
propped her up. That's who I got the issue with. It ain't even
That's what
about
I'm
her.
saying.
If she want to
But that's
turn
what
her
I'm saying.
whole OnlyFans into a
But that
platform for God, that's her choice. By
But
all means, do what you want to do. But the people that's propping her up, making her the poster child for something. I don't agree with that because
And
you don't
that's
know
my
her yet.
beef.
But who? Okay, so I get you. You know, they shouldn't. You saying they shouldn't do that? But
Hell
how?
no.
What is that? What is that like? That has nothing to do with her. Like that's if somebody decided to start pushing our podcast and we doing good and they like, well, look what this can do. Like, who am I?
Was
We not doing that. We just doing what we do every week. She just, I don't know what she's doing on her page. She may be reading different books in the Bible, but
if you found out, that, let's say, I'm about to say something that was going to get us canceled. I'm not going to say it. What can I say that is not going to get me killed? Uh, so what if our podcast is popular amongst devil worshippers for some reason, and they're pushing our shit for whatever reason? They could just like that. Okay, we talk about God, and we're open, and it allows them to hear different perspectives, and that's why they like listening to us.
who
You,
about to like?
you good with
Nigga,
that?
this content for everybody. I don't care.
Yeah, like it's
Mm.
not like I'm not. I don't want to exclude anybody from this, but so say if it is somebody right now that's listening or that's gonna listen to this episode and they feel that way, maybe what we talk about can change their perspective. So and if they start pushing it, who they hang around with, they start listening to it and it change their perspective and they push it out even more. So I mean, I'm not going.
But what if it doesn't have that effect and it has the exact opposite and pushes them further into it just because it gives them something to be ready to argue against? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it
I
gives
get
them
you.
all the responses to a
That
chance to for things to respond to.
I won't. I don't. I can judge them, but I don't have the place nor the authority to.
But no, I'm not. It's not about the judging part. I'm talking about, do you support it? How would you feel about that?
I mean,
You'll be good with it?
I would because, bro, I can only worry about how I'm showing. We know what we doing here. How if you want to use this shit and twist it some type of way, that's on you. Like I know everything that I'm saying. I know how I'm saying. I know why I'm saying it. Like you
That go
can't
that that go
use you
that
can't
go back
use
to
what
the
I'm doing against me at this point.
that go back to the what if that we was talking about when the whole Diddy stuff came out, where it's like, what if would you send the your a picture of your meat to somebody knowing that they was going to use it as a gay dude or something?
We use it. Did we say that? Sorry for me.
Hey,
I don't know. I think we spoke about. I can't remember if that was
I
exactly it, but it was
I
basically like,
remember
would you be okay if a gay
how
dude,
it
like,
was how far would you go and how much money would it take? And we was like, well,
yeah, how
you
much
start off
money would it
selling
take?
feet
Yeah,
pics. Next thing you know, you got somebody ask you to do, whatever. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
told you I got a price, bro. And then I don't. And I don't got a price. I just ain't doing that.
it's a like Slick said, man.
hey, call me
Not-
Judge Judy, man. Call me Judge Judy. I'm judging motherfuckers, and and it's not. And again, my judgment does not matter to you because all my judgment is telling me that I don't fuck with you. That's all it is. I cannot fuck with you.
So
I mean, as long as, like I say, I get what you're saying. Accountability is important. And as long as you can accept that, you'll be straight in my book. Now, it might not be a situation where we can rock with each other no more, but it just, I'm glad you're taking accountability for your stuff because that's where it starts.
mhm.
You're going to be stuck in the same place if you're playing it. Like you said in the question, I think you said like blame or
Yeah,
some more stuff.
blame,
You're never going to get
shame.
nowhere like that until you look inside and look
Yeah.
at yourself.
I definitely agree, man.
You should wanna blame and shame your damn self. Like it shouldn't take the world. Like to better yourself, you have to tear apart like your faults, and you can't do
Yeah.
that just by saying, "Oh, I'm changed." Forget the world. Forget what the world thinks about me. Or not the world thinks about me. Like because you shouldn't care what people think about you per se, but like you should want to take a reflective look at where you could improve yourself, and that comes with a little bit of an edge. You're gonna have to cut in.
Yeah, you like you always want to self-reflect on, yourself, but I don't think you need to go as far as blaming and shaming yourself. You
Nah,
look back like, okay, I made these mistakes. And honestly, bro, I keep saying it, but you you in that space and you feel like stuff just ain't happening, or you feel like, the world is against you or whatever, bro, you just gotta
that's when I perform my
honestly,
best.
honestly, you gotta dig deep in your faith, man. And if you ain't started that walk, you should start because it's powerful, man. It really is. It truly is, man. Rob said it. Slick said it, bro. He living proof. There's several people out there that are living proof, but
I mean, we all are.
yeah,
And if that help anybody too, like just break the Bible down into stories. If you just haven't, anybody that is walking, just look at it like a book of stories.
mm-hmm.
Don't try to ingest it all. Like it's gonna take a couple runs with it. You gotta read it, and it's gonna take you 2 or 3, 4 or 5, 6 times to read it and get a real opinion for yourself on it, possibly. But just break it up into chunks and see where it leads you.
Yeah, but I believe in. I think everybody should read. I've read parts of the Bible. It's in my to do to read the Bible again as an adult. Like right now I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita. That is the Hindu Bible. I think I just destroyed that name, but the Bhagavad Gita. I think that's the name of it. But I've got that. I'm set to read that right now. And again, it just goes back to me being like wanting to hear it from multiple sources. But back to my main point, I think that shame. To go back to the point of like God versus culture, I think that part of why society is the way it is today is because we've lost the shame. People have no shame, like no, like there's no pride. Like, so like that, and that's just me. Like people just do things now because they know nothing negative is going to come from it. Like you think a Sukiana or a Sexy Red might need some shame? You think that'll help?
So I agree because it's hard to tear down these figures that we see, right? Like there is some people in this world that no matter what a celebrity does, like I'm pretty sure there's people right now. Wait, I know it is in Diddy's camp that feel like he ain't did no wrong. And so when you seeing certain figures, these celebrities that people are looking up to, and they doing all these things, and nobody's saying nothing about it. Like they like, well, shoot, what
Organization.
I'm doing don't matter then, because Diddy just did this, and I like, and people don't care and they ain't say nothing. So what I do don't matter. So why should
It's an
I?
organization.
It says organization.
Yeah.
I think with Diddy, I think Diddy ain't do nothing different than what Epstein did. Like I think what Epstein was doing was he
Yeah.
held power over people by recording them doing things that they wouldn't want in public. And so
Exactly.
Diddy got them tapes. And I think that video that came out last week, was part of the seized videos that the FBI got.
Uh-huh. That's what that's what the raid was about altogether. It really, I don't really think that's what it was they was looking for. I think they was looking for some dirt that he had on something else. And they just was like, oh, we came up, we got some shit that we can hold over here too.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say this to anybody listening, man. If you haven't read the Bible, I really, my favorite book is the book of Acts, man. I think everybody should read that. That is literally my favorite book in the Bible. But like you were saying, bro, he got something. He got you doing something that you wouldn't want nobody else to see, or possibly. So you gonna just fall in line.
I mean, how like,
and there's some people that he don't got that, like, he don't need nothing. They just no matter what he do, they see no flaw, and they gonna follow him. Forever. What he do?
And that's why one of my favorite rappers is 50 Cent, because 50 Cent was never this nigga friend. 50 then put his foot on dude's neck.
50,
please be my friend, Phil.
Bro, 50 the big, bro. I got so much respect for 50 Cent, bro, because he one of my role models from afar, and he don't even know it. He is, bro. Like, he keeps shit real. He say shit how it is. And nigga, fuck y'all niggas, bro.
He don't give a fuck.
Like that. I like that
I
shit.
like it because he don't give a fuck.
But that nigga funny. He said, I don't need you to take me shopping. I can buy my own clothes.
And 9 times out of 10, I don't know for a fact. If some bullshit come out on 50, it is what it is. But that's what I mean. Like, he show up.
I'm gonna address that then, yeah.
And don't nothing move him from his stance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he fuck with it, he fuck with it. But if he don't, he out the door on that shit. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm getting with it. Like, you can show up as you and not participate in shit. You ain't gotta just do it because these motherfuckers doing it. Like, nah, bro.
So do you sit back and watch them do it and just you just vibe in your own world? Or do you feel like
at a certain point you have to, because it's certain machines at play that this is what they run off of. There's nothing you can do about it. So like, you think 50 hasn't been popular in music for how long?
It's been a little while.
Exactly. He transitioned to a different space. He is no longer in music, because to be popular in music, you got to rub certain shoulders and elbows with certain people.
Right.
We've seen that.
So if you in a situation, right, you out with some people that you would call your friends or your associates or whatever, and they doing something that is just wow, and you ain't gonna partake in it, do you say something and intervene, or do you just sit back and chill? Like,
it depends on the level. It depends on the level of wild. Like I'm not gonna watch my homies like harass a chick. I'm like, nah, leave her alone. What the fuck y'all doing? Like, y'all on some weirdo shit.
Yeah, the way I talk to y'all gonna be different than that stranger that I see. I just gotta remove myself from that person.
If I had some people I was hanging with and they choose to partake in cocaine, do what you want to do. That ain't got nothing to do with me, though.
Feel it.
So again, it depends on the level.
Shout out somebody.
What'd you say, bro?
I forgot we were going live. I was going to shout out somebody.
Nah, we'll need no names being said, man.
Nah, no names. But yeah, bro, like, relationship and proximity, that matter. Like, I can't talk to just a stranger like that. I probably say, bro, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but what the fuck he gonna listen to me for? You don't know me. But y'all, nigga, I'm finna tell you what you did wrong, why I think it's wrong, and why you need to fix it. Cause nigga, that's fucked up. I don't like that. Yeah, nah.
I feel you. I feel it, man. It depends on what it is, though. Even if it is a stranger, if it's some like wild stuff, I think. I feel like the severity of it depends, right? If I see some, I go back to when I was stationed at Bragg and I went out with some folks, and I went into the bathroom. I just had to pee, and a bunch of dudes is doing cocaine off the urinal. And they looked
Jesus.
at me. They said they looked.
Urinal.
They
Out the
looked at. No,
urinal.
listen though. I walk in there. They look at me like, "You want some?" I was just like, "No." I went out. I didn't have to pee no more. I went up to the people I was with, and I said, "Where's the hotel? I'm ready to go home." Like, I
They
don't even
scared you straight. They scared you
know.
straight. It was like,
Already Butler got over here.
Bro, you said the urinal, bro? They
The
on the
urinal, man.
toilet?
I
Sniffing
walk in
on
there.
piss and crack. Okay.
It was where was I? I think I was in Raleigh.
Jesus.
And like I said, I had to pee. I go in there to use the bathroom. At the top of
Probably
the urinal, they
normal.
lining it up. At first, I didn't know what was going on. It was just a bunch of dudes standing in front of the urinal. I was like, this is weird. And then they stepped to the side, and I saw them lining up. A dude was like, bro. And I said, oh, I don't even have to pee no more. I'm ready to go. This is not, I don't belong here, bro. I thought
but
I was
that's
Man.
not one.
cool.
See, that's not one of them situations where you got to speak up about shit. Like if that's their advice, get to it. Especially if you want to do it off a freaking urinal.
Nah, I can't just walk away quiet. I'm gonna turn back around and be like, why y'all doing that shit on the urinal, bro? Like, what
That's
the
like
fuck?
that's like that reel I sent y'all earlier where there was like $1 million, or you could have a clone of anybody that you want. And dude said he want a clone of Ari.
Oh, that dude was on D. He was
He
on.
he a, he a freaky ass boy. He passed up $1 million for a glorified sex doll.
What?
Because you know what he doing with
That's
Yeah,
that
his
go
thing.
crazy.
vice. That's his vice
But,
for
He
real.
going
but
crazy for the
Yeah.
rest of his life.
God damn, you better hope that thing got a lifetime warranty, cause bro, I need them millions. That's
He
crazy.
going
what if he just speak on that? I know we leaving that topic completely, but what if he took her? He was able to flip that million with her because I know she making at least $1 million a
well
year.
he going to toot out the clone.
I'm not saying that, but
How
who
he making the money then?
they got doing something?
That's
Oh,
why I said he gonna toot it out, like prostitute it out.
I don't think he's gonna do that. He trying to keep it for himself.
He try to keep that for himself. That's his.
That nigga is not share.
You're not sharing.
He ain't share that, bro. I don't know, man. Do one thing about no money.
Freaky ass boy here, 69. God,
Oh, I thought you ain't. I thought you weren't rocking with it.
it's a catchy line.
And he said, "Freaky ass nigga." He is 69 guy. Well, okay. But that's been an episode of Displaced People Podcast. We appreciate all our listeners and subscribers on YouTube. We're gonna continue to come out with good content, and we hope y'all enjoy it as well. Keep turning us up on Apple and YouTube, and we'll keep coming with the heat. Much love. Peace.
Peace.
Still with all that. You be from Sac.